dumbasses like Andrew Woolman if you want any sort of action, I guess. Dude's a dick. That's kind of what you're stuck with. You ran all the nice guys off. They don't want your bullshit. They don't give a fuck about Louis Vuitton. We already know that once you've spent all of our hard-earned money, that you're going to complain that we broke, that we ain't got nothing to offer, that we ain't work hard enough. You got to get your weave. Holy shit, that video was annoying as hell. Entitled and uneducated. Well, holy shit. You know what you're worth, huh? Holy hell. No, you don't. You're only worth what somebody willing to pay for you. And at that point, yeah, you're not worth much. I ain't gonna pay for you. If you don't enjoy my company, go away. I ain't buying you shit. If that's what this is about, it ain't about you and I. It's about you. So we got these women complaining the only guys left are the creepy guys. Oh, you mean the ugly guys. You mean the short guys. You mean the broke guys. You mean the guys who actually have to fucking work for a living. Well, that's all right. At least they're working for a living. At least they're providing. Are you able to provide for yourself without that alimony? Without that child support? If it wasn't for government subsidies, would you be out on the streets? Government subsidies ain't government subsidies. The American taxpayers are paying for that. In specific, the ones busting their asses every day.
Take the next right on Stillwell Avenue, then turn right onto First Street.
There's a lot of guys, and yes, it is men, even though we want to pretend that women are being paid less per hour than men. The fact is, women are working less hours than men. By a lot. 7 hours less overtime on average. That means on average.
Turn left onto Pacific Avenue.
Men are working 7 hours more overtime. That means there's a lot of men working 60 to 80 hour weeks. Because I know a lot of guys with part-time jobs. I know a lot of women with part-time jobs too. A lot of women do cleaning jobs. They only end up working about 4 hours a day. You can stretch that out if you want to. But if you do that, your clients are gonna hire somebody else. Who the hell taught these people how to drive? Now, we got a major issue here in the United States, a lot of them. One of those expectation things. Why are so many women complaining about passport bros? Because they want those rich men. They want those men earning 6 figures. They want those men 6 foot tall or taller. And those men are leaving because they don't want to get took. They know they're sought after. They know that a lot of women in the United States are highly competitive, especially gold diggers. How are you going to tell a woman loves you when you got money? You got to get rid of all your money. Well, you fucking earned it. You busted your ass for it, didn't you? Are women complaining that, well, broke homeless men aren't taking them? Actually, yes. Yes. There's one woman made a TikTok about how there was a boy who was homeless, and he liked, or she liked him, and they were nice to each other, and she thought, you know what? Maybe I'll go for a pauper this time. That's right, she was thinking in terms of Hollywood. Prince and the Pauper. It's a movie. And apparently they redid it digitally recently. So she's thinking to herself that she'll get herself a poor man. Or she'll try one out, but she's so superficial and so delusional that he doesn't want her. She actually steps outside the box and has to do something that men have to do. Get rejected. So she was angry because this scrub, she called him a scrub, called him a loser, all sorts of mean shit. Oh my God. Uh, uh, Thank you very much for showing up. I'm sorry I don't have a wife I could ask. Or a girlfriend. Ask your girlfriend, I'm told. Like, ain't you got a girlfriend to do that? I complain I ain't got a place to cook. People are like, don't you have a girlfriend for that? I'm like, I'm a grown-ass man and it's a survival skill. I don't need a girlfriend for that. Traditionally, yeah, it's nice when somebody does something nice for you that you can do for yourself.
Yeah.
Like holds open the door for you. Thank you, sir. Did I grab my keys? They're not in the kitchen. Oh God. I'm sorry, I wasn't trying to be sexist again. I figured one of those jokes was enough. All right, they got this little key fob on them, and it says "Believe survivors." Oh dear Jesus, that didn't wrong at all. Oh, I found them. I put them in my pocket like a good boy.
Different pocket, huh?
I never put them in my pocket. I get assaulted too often, and I don't want it to hurt me.
Yeah, not feel good getting jammed in your leg.
Yeah, lucky for me, in this town, they're a lot nicer than in some towns, because in some towns I've been tackled.
Jesus.
You know?
Ridiculous.
Well, yeah, I've been accused of that, but only in the winter. I might have heard wrong. I'm getting older.
I said that's ridiculous.
That's not dangerous at all.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah?
Yeah, that could have been pretty bad.
Yeah, I used to use Velcro shoes, but I didn't like the connotations. Most people won't look at your shoes because they're too uppity. But you know what? Some people do pay attention to your shoes because, well, the most intelligent people you know are going to look at your shoes, actually. Shoes tell a lot about a person.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people who say, you know what, I'm all for having women in the job. But if she comes in wearing high heels, she's probably not getting the job. I asked a woman about that. She said it's true. If you're going to go in there for a job interview in high heels instead of sensible shoes, for a job where you're going to be walking around and on your feet all day, you're about as bright as a box or what was it? About as bright as a box of crayons. About as sharp as a box of crayons. sorry, the saying that I use is about as bright as a box of rocks in the shade with the lid closed. Does this person know that I use their lock every time I come up here to make sure I can get around the corner? Oh my God. I didn't realize you had a bike.
Yeah.
I know that sounds. Please don't take that wrong. Sorry, I've been hanging out with a whole bunch of the other persuasion, and then, like everything that comes out of my mouth, I have to second guess. I really do. I'm like, hold on a second. I hope those words didn't come out in a way that could possibly be reconstrued, misconstrued, or slightly reworded into something that's some sort of something that's insulting. Now you got the Amish thing going on, so you're almost cute. Not to me, not to me. Just saying you're still younger. You're not friggin' old, crusty, wrinkly, and you smell like you can't one of your spots.
Jeez.
Right? Okay. I know this is gonna sound completely nuts. I can get up and down the stairs. I just can't carry something and do it. Rules of order of yeah. Which one's this one? This one is chess move by move. Oh, this dude who wrote it, his name is Paul.
That's pretty cool. It's a nice book.
Yeah, I would say I stole it from the library, but the fact is they gave it to me.
What is this book about?
Open it up and read a page or two. Teaches you about like etiquette and bullshit.
So basically rule of conduct.
Yeah, how not to be a whiny mangina and how not to trigger whiny manginas. Of course, the problem is most whiny manginas have not read that book, so they don't realize that there are occasions where they're not meant to be whiny manginas. So believe me, there are days where I have more flow than any man should be allowed. Whenever I hear guys saying, oh, well, she's probably just on her period, I'm like, you know what? I've heard you on your heavy flow days. You bleed just as much as she does. The difference is she brings it to you and you bring it to us. Actually, that's one of the things I love most about the construction industry. If somebody's having family problems, everyone genuinely fucking cares, first of all. And they're gonna pitch in how they fucking can, like that day before end of the workday.
Yeah.
They know you're not bullshitting them. They know if there's a real problem, it's an actual real problem. Could you get that thing? I'm having a hell of a problem. It's that big cast iron motherfucker.
Oh, the stew pot?
Yeah.
Do you want it?
Just right there over by the chemistry book.
That's
Yep,
fine.
that's it.
Excuse me. A little bit more light in here.
Yeah, that definitely be useful. I'm probably gonna have to pull out my last $100 out of the bank and go buy myself a new mouse. So I don't know where the hell my this has got to go. And here is my computer. Yes, Granny. Friggin' Farvig Nugan.
Oh, nice.
That's the computer. Yeah. Here's one that was white that I was hoping to get turned into the FBI, so they can get a bunch of evidence off of it. And then I have both of these. They should probably go with me.
Couple of tablets.
Yeah, they're both full evidence too. This one came from a couple of people who are currently missing from Beaverton. Their names are David and Katie Saltzman. And they've been missing since 2019.
Holy crap.
Yeah, after Natalie was disappeared, them and there was also a lady named Haley Ledford and about 6 or 7 other people in Oregon were going to try to help me out. 2 of them went missing. One of them ended up being a hardcore heroin addict. Matter of fact, when I saw Stormy, I thought she was Haley Ledford without any makeup on. You know Stormy?
I'm not sure.
Well, there's a few people at the store that are familiar. Oh my God, I'm about to urinate myself. Oh, these things are the best thing ever. You know what this is? Go to a bar, right? And you're afraid of somebody putting a roofie in your drink. Now, I'm not telling you this just for you. You might meet some women's. You might show them a trick or two. See, they pop this thing off, pull the little ring out, stick it in your hair, stick it in your trash, whatever. But then, of course,
Oh, it fits perfectly on a drink.
it does. It'll prevent you from getting bugs in your drink. You won't get stabbed in the throat by a bumblebee.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, this right here keeps your kids safe. It'll also keep all sorts of pills out of your drink. You won't be able to put any powders in it. You won't be able to put any rofinol in it at all.
That's smart.
And it's snap fit.
Where'd you get those?
These?
They're from like a little...
I went to a place called, all right, there's a pizza place over next to Tillamook Sport Goods.
Oh, yeah, Main Street.
And they have a 50 or a 75-cent machine. And the 75-cent machine has these, and they have odd and end bullshit in them that I don't give 2 fucks about. I just want to be able to make it so I get paranoid of drinking that stuff because I spat out of me once.
Oh, jeez, yeah.
That was since then. I'm afraid of keeping a drink open and unattended.
That's understandable.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much for dealing with my gimpy ass. It's not your fault. Something real quick though. You see that?
Holy crap.
Yeah. Got stuff from Dual County. This one is from...
All police reports?
Oh God, dude, this is all false charges pressed against me to prevent me from turning in police officers, sex offenders, and the Bollinger family.
What the fuck?
Yeah. I'm a mean son of a bitch. See, the problem is they have to let me go over and over and over again. Dual County alone, since Natalie's death, pressed charges on me. Pressed over 30 charges on me that they had to drop. All of them steadily over time. They just kept on doing it. Okay, could you carry that one down for me too? That one's got a little bit of information. Last time I came up here with your cousin and his wife, and they got to see just one of the papers that's in that bag, and she went off. She was like, see, this means this, and this means this, and I'm like, yep, I'm already well aware. That there's 15 bags full of that in here from all across the nation.
Fuck.
Oh yeah. Which brings me to my next point. Don't become homeless. Anything that you ever do will become completely suspect. Your guilt will be assumed and you will be condemned from day one. For most people who become homeless, the very first charge that they ever have is urban camping.
Oh, yeah, I can detect your loitering or whatever.
Yeah, pretty much. So you know that literally anybody who works at Safeway at any point in time call me in, right?
Yeah.
Because like I know that how long I'm there, how long I'm allowed to be there, what's required for me to be there. And I am there by literally everyone at that store's kindness. Just one person having a big enough problem is enough that, well, if they feel uncomfortable, I'll have to leave.
Yeah.
So I try to be on my best behavior, but also, I'm not sure if you noticed, like I might be a gentleman most of the time, but I turn into a giant, goddamn, ginormous windbag, very loud and very boisterous when people start fucking with people anywhere in my vicinity. Because I don't care if you work for Safeway or not, you're not going to get hurt on my watch. I'll yell at them until it directs at me. And my YouTube channel is full of that. It's also full of me getting assaulted for it. One guy, he didn't assault me. He assaulted another lady, and I yelled at him and I said, "Hey, that is not okay." So he come over to me and confessed to a murder. God damn it. What the fuck is wrong with people? Right?
What's wrong? They didn't have enough of this.
Gay men.
Somebody told me, it's like it's illegal to spank kids. And I said, you can still spank them.
Yeah.
The problem is people don't spank them. They don't spank them. People are beating their kids over stupid stuff. And I'm like, how are these some of the smartest people that I went to high school with? I'm like, these people are so intelligent. They seem to have it together so well. And then you see them after they got kids and you're like, oh my God, do you realize that you're not supposed to punch your kid in the face just because you had a bad morning? I don't understand how you got those mothering skills. I'm like, you do know the difference between beating on your children over stupid stuff and swatting your kid across the butt because they did something stupid that could have potentially gotten them and others killed, right?
Yeah. Discipline and abuse is a big difference.
Right, and people only know how to abuse their kids. They only know how to tell their kids what fuck-ups their fucking kids are, right? Your kid does something good, you tell them they did something good. They do something dangerous, you tell them, hey, that needs to stop. Like right now, it's dangerous. If you have to tell them again, I can understand when there's a close call, it is time to put that hand across someone's backside. Now, I've never had to get that far because I don't have any kids. I'd just as soon blame you. I'm like, it was that other white guy.
My dad took me when I was raised. I was used to spanking. So when we stopped whining and crying about getting the spanking,
You thought about it.
we got something a little bit different.
Oh, jeez.
And then one day I was doing dishes and I kept feeling it and getting poked and I'm thinking, what the heck? He had a hot shot. He was staring me into with it. And I had both of my hands in the water, so I didn't feel it.
Whoa.
It was when I took my cotton picking hand out that I got shot.
Yeah.
I got.
But back then we didn't call it child abuse. We called it discipline. Well, I was going, no, that's not discipline.
That's pain. Yep, I have bear mace in my car, and I also have a flashlight / taser. But this guy here in town has assaulted me like 7 times, and I can't bring myself to tase the SOB or to spray him with the bear mace because I feel bad for him. Now that right there might come down to me possibly being disciplined a little bit too much with what's not actually discipline. I don't like it when people do it to me. Why would I do it to them? But then they're actually doing those things to me, and I'm like, I don't want to hurt them. I got this stuff so I don't have to shoot him. And then I refuse to have a gun, so I literally can't.
Well, youngest one, oldest one, that's the oldest. Keep your hands knocked down the drag out. Okay? That's all fine and dandy. You know, one day the oldest one got a hold of my son at a bear house and told him, no, you don't have to hit me, I love you anyway.
I'm gonna grab a cigarette. We could literally put it, oh, there's not much room anywhere in here. You can set it in the back on top of that crap. Well, I think I can take all these at once. That might have to sit back there though. I almost got my leg, and did you see that? I almost got it in without grabbing it.
Pull it up, I open this side, or are you putting it through that way?
Yeah, I should probably go in through the back. Luckily, it's already open, I'm fairly certain. It never closes because people like walnuts keep hitting it.
Oh, the window.
Yep.
Sorry, I didn't know it opened like that.
I was a little more rambunctious in my youth, but I never liked violence. And then as an adult, I really didn't like violence. And I went, you know what? I'm big enough and mean enough that I can be the hero that I didn't have as a kid. And then I got gimpified, and I'm not tough enough to take that punishment, but I'm big-mouthed enough that I do anyway.
Well, that's the thing. The difference between allowing somebody to take away your pride and stuff like that. And then there's those that they wouldn't let me in counseling class. This guy had a wife and he had a mistress, but it was all their fault. They won't let me back in counseling class because I asked him if he'd walked on water lately.
If you what?
I asked him if he'd walked on any water lately.
Shit.
He didn't get it. They asked him about what did he? And I looked at I didn't know that I could stop down and say, "Buster, I finally met that."
You got no idea how many shrinks and doctors I have had tell me how difficult it is to deal with shrinks or doctors because they have the biggest egos.
Okay.
And shrinks tend to be the most fucked up in the head.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I had a doctor. I had all my medical records because I was traveling. I took a copy with me.
Yep.
Doctor told me, "Shut up. I'm the doctor all day. What's wrong with you?"
My friend Amanda, she got her foot broke, and she's kind of a bigger woman, and she got a couple of special needs kids.
Yeah.
So she went to the doctor and said, "My foot's broken." The doctor said, "I'm looking at it. It's not broken." She says, "It's swollen." He said, "No, it's just fat." So she walked around on it for 2 weeks before going to the Alabama Medical Center, and they x-rayed it and said, "Your foot's broken like 2 places. I can't believe you're still walking on it." She says, "I have to. I'm a mother of 2 special needs children."
Really, and I had a friend that dropped a bottle of juice on top of her foot. She broke most of the bones
So yeah,
in the
that
middle
could
of
do
the
it.
feet.
Yep.
Jeez.
And I kept trying to get her to go to the doctor. No, there's nothing wrong with it. She wouldn't go to the doctor.
But
Her
you know
nephew
why?
got mad at me because I didn't take her. She knows her name, she knows her address, she knows her phone number. I legally can't take her.
Yeah.
No matter what, they say, you call an ambulance somebody, they don't want an ambulance. You're responsible. You're financially responsible for that damn ambulance ride, helicopter ride. And that's pretty fucking expensive.
Yeah,
Yep.
it is. Holy shit.
I was in Skinner last night. He got hurt and they got refused. The cops brought him to the hospital. The guy refused an ambulance ride. But who wants to be in the back of a small ambulance, lay on the back of a real thin piece of padding, which ain't no padding at all, on a 1-ton, sitting out of a back axle, hitting every fucking pothole there is.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
You have to, though. Poor people can't afford that.
The guy used to work for, he busted his snap, his log roll on, snapped his broke his leg, broke his leg, broke his knee. And the top, back down to the city. And there are a lot of potholes. I felt every freaking pothole there was.
Well, for a lot of people that are travelers, you either have your traveling partner, which is the best way to do it, and that'll keep a lot of people off of you. Makes it a lot more difficult to victimize you, but that's not always the way it is. A lot of times you have to travel solo. And when you get hurt, the difference between $20 and $800 is whether or not you have a friend local that you can say, "Hey man, I just busted my leg. Could you take me to the hospital?"
Yeah.
For me, here in town, if I busted my leg at 2 o'clock in the morning, I would call a grand total of nobody. The only people that I see at 2 o'clock in the morning are the same tweakers I'm trying to avoid. Then I get sent to all these different services that are supposed to help me, and I get there and I find out they primarily only help drug addicts, and that there's a bunch of junkies there that I know that are all trying to victimize me, and all of them trying to step on each other's toes, seeing who's going to come steal $20 from me this week.
Jesus, yeah.
And then this guy comes and shows up and helps me for nothing, and then he listens to me talk for 40 minutes.
Look, there's a difference. There's a difference. The lady that I stayed with, we had been friends for a long, long time. And when she needed help, I came and went. I couldn't understand how come her family wouldn't help.
Thank you. That's
I went and helped her.
Yeah.
I stayed with her and I helped her. She lost her driver's license. She couldn't go anywhere, and she still wanted to go. I said, "I'll drive you. It's no problem. I have room and board, and you need a driver. I got it."
Yep, that's called mutually beneficial, and that's where the biggest issue with me is. I'm not coupling up with anybody, and guys don't work together like that generally. They'll generally spend that towards, or those resources either towards themselves to better themselves and better their lives, or towards the woman that they're interested in.
Which is usually a mistake.
Yeah.
Oh my God, why do women today, you're the fourth woman to say that.
Because that was another counseling class that I didn't fit in. Or have a bunch of women sit together and bitch and moan about all the men in the world. And I said, yeah, but you sure like to cuddle up to one.
Right, yeah. They
No,
don't
we're
make
not
them
allowed
like
to
they
admit
used
that. We're in the modern day. Women don't need men. So if we're not paying to get their hair did and get their nails did, we don't matter.
That's why nowadays the one you go like, yeah, it's like you're changing your own damn tire.
Yeah, right.
You know, you wanted to go right. Oh, we wanted to go right. We didn't want that. Kick in there.
You want equality, then
gotta
go
get
for
it.
equality. A lot of the
I'm the
mothers
guy- I'm
that
the
I
guy that
know
will
say
give
it
you
best
fucking quality.
by saying, I hope my son never dates a woman like me. And that's a lot of girls that I grew up with say things like that to me now that they got kids. And I'm going, your kids are already grown and you're still saying that? Like, yeah, he's gonna run into a woman like you. He's gonna meet somebody like his mom. You've done more for him than any other woman in his life up until he was 18. That does mean something to a man. That right there
It's
is,
sometimes beyond 18. Sometimes beyond 18.
but it's familiarity, and that means
Especially if you're a
comfort.
farmer, especially born on a farm. You know, kids that even they still pretty much live at home or next door at home.
Yeah.
Home, even if they have put up a little shack next door to the mom and dad's house, they still come into the mom and dad's house every day in the morning because that's the way mama was. In old fashioned, your breakfast is on the table, hot and ready for you when you get out of bed. Hey, kids, time to get up, breakfast on the table, hot coffee or whatever. It's hot and ready on the table. Your lunches are packed ready when you go logging or whatever the work.
If that's every morning, you have cattle.
You get home. When you get home, dinner, whatever, dinner's on the table. You know, you ate at the table, not.
Just wait till the Harveys get there. Your daughters will all get to lose their virginities and pretend they're still virgins. Nobody likes Harveys. Nobody. Not the farmers, not even the Harveys.
And nowadays, most places you go to, it's like, kid tables are full of shit. It's a crap collector. What's the fucking point of having a table? Like, the last chairs we had, I ripped the table. Oh, we're gonna have guests. When's the last time you had guests? When's the last time you had a guest? Oh, what? We got two. We got everything covered full of plates. We got guests. Fuck, we bring our own plates.
All right, so you know what my grandpa said to me? This is my grandpa Schwartz when I was a young kid. He said, you know what the thing about women who grew up in the Great Depression in the 1950s is? I said, what? He said they didn't have to change their tire, but all of them knew how.
Yeah.
Like if you were living through the Great Depression, you really did need to learn how to do that. And anybody who lived through that, the World War II era, where we had a whole lot of men who were just simply not there, women did have to do things for themselves, and they had to work together and do things that they may not be able to do alone.
I do know it's a fact there's a lot of men out there they refuse to teach the women how to read. They want to keep them. They want to keep them stupid.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Dependent.
So when the wife was called, he's a little he. What was it? And he's all called. Yep. Yeah.
Well, you didn't teach her. When I hear women say they don't need men, I wholeheartly agree were it not for the fact I only know a handful of women who could build.
Jumpers, jackhammers,
But most of the women that I know that have worked in construction are the best of the best of the best because they're women and they're hardcore in the construction industry. They don't bring their drama or their bullshit to work. But if there was a plague that killed all men today, most women would starve and freeze within a week.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
they would.
And that's not because they're stupid. It's because we didn't teach them nothing. However, when they're in a situation where they have to be dependent, they're absolutely capable of working together and learning things that they otherwise would not have. When you remove an option, people are resilient. They'll stop depending on the crying because there's nobody to cry to.
Shoulder cry on, the dick cried on. That's the truth. That's the true fact. Don't want you to, hey, don't want the woman leave the house. Let the woman cry. She'll go cry on somebody got to kill her.
And at least, a lot of people will blame just one of the genders because it is a gender war. It's all the men's fault. It's all the women's fault. No, we're both to blame for every issue. When you don't educate your daughters in how to do anything except play dolly and house and baby making, and then the next thing you know, they're out there looking for exactly that. If they don't have any useful lifelong skills, then they're dependent on a Prince Charming to come along, and we can't do that anymore. A man and his girlfriend pulled over to help a woman who had a flat tire. He got out of the vehicle to offer her help, and she shot him dead. So you can't even get yourself a Prince Charming by playing victim or in a situation like that, being in distress for whatever reason. But when you're distressed enough that you're shooting somebody for doing something that we as men are taught and expected to do since birth, we're taught we're supposed to protect women, we're supposed to protect children. Most of us, we have that ingrained in our brain, and even if we know it's a bad idea and she might shoot us, we're like, well, somebody else might do horrible things to her, and we all need to be paranoid about it.
I guess she shot too. Was that her last bullet?
Go ahead, ma'am.
I said, a lot of people say, I'm so proud to be your wife. I says, no, I'd rather be the mistress. And they looked at me and they said, why? And I said, because I don't have to pick up, clean up, and wipe your ass and blow your nose.
You know what my dad told me? My dad told me when I was 12, he said, Sean, you get yourself a pretty wife so you got someone to show up, or someone to show off. And you get yourself a fat girlfriend so you can still have fun.
You know what? That's the problem is, somebody will still fuck it. But you get the ugly woman downtown. I guarantee somebody will fuck it.
Yep, when it comes down to just the sex thing, and that's one of the horrible things that I see is that there is so much emphasis on that part. Like, if you can't be friends first, then why are you chancing having a kid and being stuck with that person for at least 18 years?
Yeah.
Every once in a while I get beer, I pour it on my hand. They say, what's doing? Trying to get my girlfriend drunk.
I've seen that one at the bar in Chapel, Nebraska.
Get back up the beer in the hand.
Yo.
I've done for fun.
All right, I'm going to head back over, and should I park over by the library? I've probably eaten up about all the time of years I can for the day, huh?
You're not to have trouble having
And
my
I'm
hands
supposed to
working
meet
hand
Nathan there
anyway.
too.
Oh, is he gonna help you?
He was going to meet me down there. He was going to help me try to hook up a card so I could put that on and hook it to a GoFundMe. And then hopefully I can get some help distributing the GoFundMe so people might donate to it. Having to live on a fixed income while having to deal with violent assholes is kind of expensive.
Yeah, no, that's really understandable.
Yeah, I live on low income.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I don't get a monthly pick up the scrap metals, get cans and scrap metals like, hey, do you want that? No? Okay,
I got him scrap and it hasn't been been for shit since like 2008. That's a lot of extra labor. Well, Paul, I guess I'll have to release you for the day. Thank you very much. That part right there is, without that, I'd have been screwed. Y'all be safe, and thank you for talking with me.
He'll probably help you too. You probably might know some of the computers too while you're doing that.
Yes, sir. That's what Candy was saying.
Well, getting those computers is probably most of it, so.
Yep. The other two that are still up there, like those are both chock full of evidence too, and super important. I've got 15 bags of evidence and paper. Like I said, I've got 7,500 videos on YouTube. I've got over 100 assaults here in Tillamook against me, and I've probably got 30 to 40 of them recorded. I've got so much. I mean, there's a lot. I got a big mouth, and when people do something like that, they don't like being recorded doing it.
Yeah.
So then they go around to their family and friends and say, "Oh, poor me, I got busted on camera. Oh, this guy was just recording me for no reason." I'm like, could it have something to do with you threatening me and swinging at me?
Right, yeah, exactly. Yeah, no reason at all.
Yep, and then I got these other people coming out of the woodwork, and I'm like, what the hell is this guy's problem? Oh, that's a fist. And what the hell is he calling me an N-word for? And then there's the anti-Semitism, and there's the anti-homosexual stuff. I'm like, you guys do realize I'm not like running around sucking cocks in your town, right? Like, no offense, but whether you believe I'm a homosexual or not, first of all, it doesn't make me a homosexual. Second of all, that still doesn't make it okay to stick your nasty cock beaters on me without my permission.
Yeah.
You're not cute enough.
Right. It's not mutual combat.
Right. So, like, literally every single time I've been assaulted here, I've just had to take it. Every time. Until I have a friend or family member here who believes that it's fucking wrong to do that and is going to help turn it in. That's one of the things with Candy. I got to get back there because she's got paperwork in her car too. Yep. Just so you know, because of the color of your skin and your gender, I'm still going to blame you for all my problems. Boom. See, now 10 years ago, when I was in good shape, I'd offered to help. Now I have to beg strangers and decent folks. Yes, you will.
Take the next right onto 3rd Street.
For a lot of men and a lot of women, especially the lonely ones. What is it they all want the most? Companionship. That's right. They want a companion. They want someone they can experience life with and not have to walk on eggshells. Let me tell you something. I'm not getting married to somebody who is not my best friend. I'm personally against marriage. Now, when I say that I wouldn't marry someone who's not my best friend, what I'm saying there is that even though there's something I'm against, if there's somebody who's not going to make it into the thing that makes it so disgusting, then even I would be willing to. But marriage is a frightful thing because it's become a situation where it's never been about companionship. It's about owing and owning.
Take the next right onto 4th Street.
A lot of people that I know, once they got married, they said, you know what, my partner completely changed.
300 feet, turn right onto Pacific Avenue.
All of a sudden, it's wrong for you. And it's wrong for you. And if it's wrong, such as in a Christian relationship, that's scary and difficult for me to follow. Oh, we got people typing. James typed hello. Somebody calling themselves Reza Ailzad typed something else I can't read. I'm sorry that typed something else I can't read. I'm sorry that I don't have a way to use YouTube that it's right. Nah. You know what Palestinians could do right now, this very moment, to help stop the senseless slaughter? And go stop that motherfucker from launching rockets on civilian populations in Israel. Not sure how many of y'all noticed, but that hasn't actually stopped. And Israel has not stopped sending in people to blow up. Any care what your religion is. Some religions are scary because your expectations are immoral. I'm not going to say which religions or why in this video because that's not important. What is important is I got to meet somebody to go get some work done, else to get some paperwork. So, good to be with you. Thanks for coming to visit. Stay out of trouble or don't get caught. Remember, you are your brother's keeper and your sister's too. And no victim left behind.